Guys, Joe McDonough here for MyMMAnews.com. I'm joined by Matt the Mangler Bessette. Matt, how's it going, man?
It's going great, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and thanks for the time. I appreciate it. I mean, here we are, week and a half, 2 weeks until fight night. CES returns again. Always great to hear that. As a New Englander myself, to hear CES back in the mix. I'm sure you're happy to be here, because we haven't seen you in CES for a little while.
What was the last fight for CES? January of something like that? Cheeks because of the pandemic.
Matt, one
A little
second.
bit.
I lost you on the
Yeah.
I lost you on the screen. You're frozen. Oh, wait. 1 second. Slowly coming back.
All right.
All right. I think I can see you moving now, so I think we're good.
So yeah, my last fight for CES was against Charles Cheeks, and that was I don't even know the dates anymore. It's been so many goddamn fights.
Sometime in
But it's been a
2020. I
while.
want to say January 2020.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so time flew by, I guess, because it hasn't felt like that long, I guess,
Yep.
which is a good thing.
Yep. And I'm sure COVID can do that, where it feels like it's been 15 years since a year ago, and it feels like it's been 2 minutes. I don't even know.
Right.
Who knows? But,
Yeah.
but it's good to see you back in the CES cage. There's certain fighters you think of. At least I think of when I think of CES. And you're definitely one of them. So it's always good. I mean, talk to me about the relationship you've had with CES. Throughout your career and what they've meant to you.
I mean, I think even if you were just to kind of look at my record, you'd be like, okay, he was, the top guy in the Northeast for a while. He got this shot with CES, and all of a sudden things started to speed up for him a little bit. He got the title fight. He won the title fight. He defended a couple times, and all of a sudden it was Contender Series, UFC, even bigger things. So just fighting for CES, it catapulted me to be able to fight for the next. Oh, look, I have a UFC shirt on. I didn't hear that was not planned. I just put it on. It catapulted me, and I would not have been able to get there without CES. And the goal was always like that, the pinnacle of the sport. When you fight, fight, it's like get to the UFC. When you play basketball, it's get to the NBA. So I always wanted to get there, and now that I'm there, well, I was there rather. It's like solidifies in your mind that you are that good. But just fighting in general for CES is it's awesome, man. It's so comforting. Jimmy Burchell Jr. is legit one of the nicest dudes in the entire world, and employed by him is Pat Sullivan, who is they go back and forth 1 and 2. You know what I mean? They're just really, really good dudes.
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure fighting for them and with them.
Absolutely. And I mean, talk to me. I mean, you've like you just said, you fought on the biggest stage, the Contender Series, UFC. You fought in Bellator, CES. Is the goal now, at 36 years old, to get back to that high level? Or would you like to just kind of continue to finish off your career CES, win the belt, defend it, and just kind of finish your career the way it started in the sense of CES?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that right now. I couldn't give you the best one. But the more I've been around the sport, the more I realize that I'll watch guys in the UFC that I don't think they should be in the UFC, or at least the old UFC, they shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
And then there's guys that on the main card of Bellator that would smash guys in the UFC, and you're wondering where's the line? Where do you draw the line? Are they the pinnacle of the sport anymore? Never really know, but I do think they are still the best organization. Obviously, they do have most of the best guys in the world.
Yeah.
But then you got guys outside the UFC that could smash UFC fighters.
I agree.
Case in point, Eddie Alvarez leaves and gets knocked out. Demetrius Johnson leaves, has a couple fights, and then gets knocked out. And these are two of the best guys in the entire world. And there's great fighters everywhere. And there's great opportunities everywhere, and I got some great opportunities ahead of me at CES.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm excited to see it. Talk to me about Bruce Boyington. I mean, that was the original opponent. No love lost between the two of you. I personally don't know. I don't know if I missed something or something. Was Bruce injured? Was there like a COVID thing? I mean, what happened to change the narrative here?
Yeah, well, the fight had been scheduled, and I was wicked hyped up to fight this dude. I've have so many fights that it's like sign on the dotted line, get ready, and fight. That's always like what you
Yeah,
do is just go through the motion. But rarely you get to fight a guy that you want to actually fight like outside in your front porch.
yep,
And this is one dude that I want to just beat up right now. Um, and he found a way out, man. He found a way out. He got COVID, and that sucks, obviously. But dude, I've had the flu during a fight. I've had bad stomach viruses. I've had this, that, and the next thing, staph infection a number of times. I've had knee injuries, neck injuries, hand injuries, foot injuries, and I walk in the cage and I fight. And I don't go on social media. I don't post it. I don't let everybody know, and it just he posted on social media that he had COVID, and um, like a month out from the fight, and the commission saw it, and CES saw it, and in the comment section was, if you just had COVID, that's not a giant deal,
yeah.
but in the comment section, he decided to disclose that he also got minor scarring on his lungs because he had
Uh,
pneumonia because of it, and he also got X-rays, and he disclosed all of this to the commission and CES, and it was just like a bad look. It's dumb. It makes you wonder, did he even want to fight in the first place?
mhm.
But my take on it is, you don't post stuff like that for no reason. There's a reason to it, and it wasn't to tell his friends that he's okay, because nobody knew about it. You just shut up. You just don't talk about it.
Mhm.
That's it.
Because I was going to just say is that okay, not great to get COVID, but chances are he'd be okay 2 month, a month out with a 10-day, 2 week COVID. Now, like you just said, with
Yep.
saying that stuff in the commission and CES watching closely, obviously they can't get liability issues. They're not going to let him fight.
Right.
So I'm assuming that that's one you're still going to want down the road after this fight. Say we get a big win, I'm sure you we know who you're calling out next.
He doesn't want it. He already made clear in a couple of other interviews, live interview, even with Joel Rojas.
Mhm.
He doesn't want it. He said it's now or never. If Matt doesn't hold the belt, if CES doesn't hold the belt, and like not have this fight, then I'm not gonna fight him. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? It's mind numbing. It's confusing. It's super manipulative. It's like I trained for X amount of time and took X amount of time off from work, been away from my family, been away from my daughter for months now to prepare for September 17th. Honestly, I don't care who the hell I fight. It would have been awesome to fight a guy that I wanted to
Mhm.
bury, but I'm fighting somebody else now. But like you got all these tickets sold, these sponsors lined up. You got tying them off from work. It's like I'm walking in the cage 9/17.
Yeah.
I've signed 36 contracts now, and I've never ever backed out of one fight.
Yeah. Well, as Bruce Boynton's only fought, I think, once since 2018, so um, maybe that falls under that category. But talk to me about Ryan De La Cruz, your new opponent. What are you looking for this fight, this matchup?
To be completely honest, man, been so focused on myself and my training, my preparation, that I
Mhm.
haven't looked at him a ton. I've watched a couple videos, and he's well rounded in a sense that he doesn't stand out anywhere
Yeah.
to be like his main focus in martial arts. But I don't think he's a slouch anywhere at all. So I think it's going to be a good. You're going to be able. I think you're going to be able to understand that the level of the difference between him and I.
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, to be able to see that against Bruce too. Oh my god, that would have been a disaster of a fight. He's too fucking old to fight. I would have absolutely murdered that dude. Whatever. He's passed. He's in the past. Um,
I can see you wanted that one.
you have no idea, man. And the fact that one thing that really irks me is like, he's like, you don't even want this fight. You're making excuses. I'm like, you backed out of the fight, you idiot. Oh my god.
Uh,
I told him that if he shows up to the cage, I swear to God, if he shows up to the fights, I'll pay for his tickets. I'll sit him front row. And then once I win, I'm gonna walk outside the cage. I'm gonna smack him in the mouth. Security's gonna have to take me off. He's like, "Oh man, you that's just way more ways for you to sell tickets and da. He's such a bum, man. If you don't want to fight, just say you don't want to fight. That's it. I won't call you. I won't call you pussy. But if you make excuses up and make Ryan take a fight on 3 weeks' notice, then
Yeah.
just shows who you are, man. But anyway, props to De La Cruz for stepping up. He's a fucking gamer, bro.
Yeah.
I hope he brings his A+ game because I brought mine.
And it sounds like, judging from what you just said, that your goal in training camp, whether whoever you were going to fight, was to be the best version of Matt Bessette rather than be looking at certain game plans for a certain opponent. It was just 100% Matt Bessette, because 100% Matt Bessette, not many people can beat.
Nah, no, not at all. Neither of my UFC fights had 100% Matt Bessette either. And I never actually got to showcase that at the highest level. But I knock on wood, we're feeling pretty damn good right now. So
Yeah.
I'm bringing him with me on 9/17.
Absolutely. And last one for me, Matt, is just say we have like I said, big win, big knockout or submission or something that people are just all eyes on. We're on UFC Fight Pass, everything. I mean, I'm assuming you're staying ready for a short notice offer in the UFC, or whether it's just get it back on the regional scene and pile up wins for that chance for the UFC or Bellator or one or whoever to come calling.
Yeah, you'll get an answer after the fight, I promise.
Awesome, Matt. Thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it. I can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to watch the CES return. Good luck, man.
All right, brother. Hey, thank you very much.